When playing Minecraft Skyblock, a lot of people run into obstacles, and one of those obstacles may be automation. Currently right now on the island, we have literally no automation, and in order to progress within the game, we need to set up automation, because without it, we won't even make it far down the road on our island, and we'll be stuck at the newbie level, which I don't want to be stuck at for a long period of time. So to solve this, I have a few tricks I'm going to be showing off and methods that I can show that will help us set up a few things. We'll be setting up coal fuel and preparing for iron fuel in the future. That is the plan. So without further ado, let's get started. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, if you have been watching the videos lately or are new, consider subscribing. I'd very much appreciate it. So the first thing we need to do is go on the auction house, and then we're going to search up mining, and we're going to buy the cheapest mining bots possible. These mining bots make it so we can automatically mine certain items known as resource nodes. So we need to buy a lot of these, which I already have one in my chest. We have a full-on chest for automation and resource nodes, which is going to be useful for this video and for me to explain everything to you all. We are going to go ahead and buy these fuel nodes off the auction house because they're not usually up there too often, and I would like to just get some instantly. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of this current system that we have down, and we have 4 mining bots we'll work with. And my recommendation for anyone building automation is to use F3 and G so you can see your chunks to know where to put everything, because chunk-based automation is very important. So we're gonna grab out our pickaxe and our axe, so let's go ahead and put those in our hotbar. And what I was thinking is we keep the fuel here as it already was, and we need to put another layer here. Actually, I have a more compact way we're gonna set this up, so I am gonna move some of these around because I did forget that there was a better method you can do for this. Okay, so we put it like this. Okay, and then the first mining bot would go, I think, right here because it needs 4 to reach. That's how far it can go out. As you can see right here, it says a 4 radius, so 4 by 4 depending on from where you're at. It goes up 4 in every direction. So now we have 2 of these down. We still need a little bit more of fuel nodes, which is kind of unfortunate. So I think we need to manually get some of these, and I haven't really mentioned that yet in the video. You do /crafting and go to the fuel section, and you follow the guide on how you get all these items in the crafting menu. But in fuel, you smelt the oak logs, which are resource items, and then it turns into charcoal, which you craft into a fuel node. So with my axe, I'm going to start farming all these resource nodes that I have down on my island that give me the scraps, which we can make wood with. Pretty simple concept. And off camera, if you watched the last video, I did actually manage to get all the cobblestone nodes here, and also in island mining unlock the coal and the iron requirements. So now we can do coal fuel. That's why we're making this video in the first place, because I unlocked that. But if we craft these up, we can go ahead and get a ton of wood, and it says resource, so we can smelt that down. So I put some in the furnace. As you can see, it's smelting over there, so we are gonna get some more while it's smelting. Okay, we're gonna put even more in, and then we should get fuel nodes pretty quickly here. I don't know if we'll have enough. Okay, we're gonna grab some of it out, see how much we got. Okay, we can make 4 already, and I just realized we had some in our inventory. I didn't even notice. I guess that means we have a ton spare in case we need more. So I guess I did all this for not really nothing, but I guess it was a good showcase. But either way, we got all the fuel nodes now, so we're gonna go ahead and place these down. So there's a really cool trick you can do with hoppers and link chests and collection chests, which I have to go over here. So link chests are like a transferring ender chest across your island, which we do have to go in our island upgrades to purchase the component, I think it is. No, it's science. Okay, so we need to unlock this for 200,000, but the thing is, we need 15 on our island level for link chests, so I guess we can't even use those yet. We're gonna have to use the other method, which is really just using collection chests until we get to link chests, so that's gonna be a while. Just to give an example of what I was gonna do was I was gonna make like a little pattern here, as you can see, and it would flow down because you can have a hopper facing this way and it'll collect the loot into the auto miner still, which is really cool. But for the meantime, we don't really need to do that because we are gonna just use a ton of collection chests. This, I guess, is the best starting method if you don't have link chests, of course. You just gotta use collection. So we need 3 hoppers. We'll go ahead, grab those. We'll break all the dirt and put the bots down, and we'll get these guys started running with their fuel. So we place this down, this one down, and this one, and each one of these will collect and fill on its own. So we go ahead, go into the mining, and we enable fuel and all of these so we don't miss out on all the fuel. So these will run themselves on their own with literally just the fuel it's generating, and it'll eventually overflow. And the overflow amount is going to go into our coal fuel system, which I'm not 100% certain how I want want to do the coal itself. So I got the coal nodes out. It's about 27 seconds, so that's 27 nodes you need for a full rotation for the auto miner. And we'll have it so where there's a gap in between, and then we'll have 1, 2, and then we'll just copy this design that we had here before. So this should be enough right here. This should be 27, and it should reach on all sides here. If we put a mining bot in this spot, it should be good. So we'll go ahead and place that down. Most of this is going to be a lot of trial and error because that's just how automation is. A lot of trial and error. So we'll buy a hopper for 25,000, and we actually need to break the mining bot so we can place down the hopper. It's a bit buggy, but it gets the job done either way. So now we place down the collection chest and collect regular fuel into here, which should eventually start this up, but I'm going to start it up on my own. And as you can see, we're generating resource coal. And the recipe we need is pretty simple, and we already have the recipe to begin with since I obtained it. We need 2 fuel and, of course, coal. One thing I did forget to mention, it's a big waiting game because once you start filling this one up, you have to wait for this to all fill, and then it goes to the next one, then the next, and then it goes to this. And then if we have overflow from there, we can start making the crafter system, which right now we can't even do that because this isn't overflown yet. So I'm actually gonna put all the fuel from the coal miner into here. I also filled up the hopper slots so then we save some time. Probably a wise idea. And I'm also gonna buy some grass blocks. We'll buy a decent bit here and fill this all in so it doesn't have to fully fill because that would just take ages. So as you can see, it's slowly going up. We're at 34, 35 going up. Once that's done, it should move over to this guy, and then it's gonna repeat the process. Okay, so I'm noticing it's going into the coal system, so we need to make sure it's going into here instead. So for the time being, we'll just have the coal bot not even working. But as you can see, it's going in here, slowly starting up, and I am gonna go ahead and start mining some of this fuel so I can speed up the process slightly because I don't want to just be sitting here. It would be wise for me to actually put in some effort and make sure it's speeding up the process. I'm just gonna make a quick cut until we have enough fuel in here because it's gonna take some time until these stock up, and then we'll work our way over to the coal miner. So give me a moment really quickly. So after a little bit of time, it has finally filled up all of the collection chests. All the mining bots have done their job, and now we have an overflow of fuel. As you can see, it's overflowing. So now we need to put the excess fuel into the one and only coal mining bot, and we'll go ahead and set this up to fuel. So now it should be collecting all the fuel that's dropping on the ground. So after putting this down, it is taking up a lot of fuel from here, but once this all fills up, it should go back to filling this all because right now it's taking everything out of here. I just got to keep my eyes on it, of course, and keep putting in extra fuel in here that I have. But once this all fills, we should be good. And I guess what I could do is go ahead and grab out some of the fuel in here and make some legitimate coal fuel because we need coal fuel right now badly. As you can see, we get a lot of coal fuel from that, and we're going to swap it around and temporarily use coal fuel as the main source of fuel that we'll put in here, and then the spare amount will start filling this all up. Should be working out pretty well. And eventually this will swap over to regular fuel because it'll run out of the coal fuel. So now this is all full, as you can see. So now fuel should be going back into here and filling this up again, which eventually will fill this up again as well. It's a really lengthy process, but it's definitely worth it. I can't lie. So now we need to grab out our crafting bot, which we have 2 of these, and we just need 1 of them. And I think what I'm going to do is set up some glowberries in this chunk for the time being, since we have to make it all chunk based for the time being, since we don't have link chests to transfer items across the island until island level 15. Kind of annoying is what it is, but we are going to set up glowberries, which I do have a ton of these. So if I go in this chest, we'll grab out a decent bit of glowberries and set up a little path. So we're going to make an auto harvester with a crafting bot on top of it as our main way to get island XP off of like AFKing at least, because I need to get AFK island XP when I'm not online so we can eventually hit 15 on our island. So I do need to get some hoppers, and I'll explain why we need all this stuff, but we're gonna buy like 6 of these. So we put a hopper here and a block here, and then hoppers going along this way. And if I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna get all the hoppers I need, so we're gonna buy a ton more, which should lead up to this corner right here. And then we put the crafter down, so we place it there. And then I think we need a bit more hoppers. We'll get 4 of them. So 1 here for the coal, then we'll have 1 on this side and 1 on the top like this, if I can place place it. There we go. So it goes into these two. This is the fueling of the actual crafter, as you can see, and then it goes into here on this side, which goes into one of these rows and acts as a recipe, which we are going to set this to coal fuel. So we go ahead, go to coal fuel. Perfect. So I got some fuel in here and it's all dropping on the ground, so we need to collect regular fuel to start filling this all in. Eventually this is going to get so much better. I can't wait. But let's set this to regular fuel, and the spare bit will start going into, I think, here, into this row, as well as up here. As you can see, it's going into both of them. It's just a matter of time until it all goes in properly. Okay, so I have a way better idea to make sure we get this done quicker. We just make a ton of coal fuel. We'll have some fuel in here and then coal fuel on the outside. So I need to make a little bit more. And the reason for that is it's only going to use up this fuel when crafting, and all this is just kind of a placeholder, I guess you could say, which is really good. It saves a lot of time in robots to put placeholder kind of fuel. So now we just let the rest of the fuel go in here, I guess. It will take some time and hopefully this won't break. So we're now going to put a row of grass along here. And the reason for it is pretty simple. We need to set up the glowberries. Honestly, I'm not going to collect all the glowberries. I don't think it makes much money because all I'm doing is making this temporary. I'll consider collecting it down the road, but right now I don't think it's required. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and start placing down the glowberries here, the plantable ones, and then we'll start getting glowberries on the ground here on the level of where the harvester bot is going to be, because we need a harvester, so it should be in this chest. And we are going to give it a upgrade so it uses less fuel and gets us more island XP, and of course the extra drop chance, but that's not really important for me. And I also need to set up a collection chest right here for the actual coal. I completely forgot about this. So now it should start crafting a bit of coal fuel now. Yeah, it's crafting it. So now that we have this row of hoppers, essentially what's going to happen is all the fuel is going to fill up into here, and then we can have a harvester go back and forth. So we place this down, put an upgrade in, put in the little bit of fuel it's got here with the upgrade, and that's about it. We got a auto harvester, so every time it goes back and forth, it should harvest these. There we go. We got a harvest, as you can see, and then it just drops on the ground, which honestly, I don't care too much about that. But glowberries add up over time, so I'm actually happy we have this set up now, and it's really useful, and I recommend most people make this if they can, because if you can AFK your island overnight, like I have my alt account here going 24/7, this is gonna bring in a lot of island XP. As you can see, we went up a 0.01 in no time at all there, just from a few glowberries. And of course, the nodes being mined, which is also a bonus. The coal and the fuel is gonna add up as well. From what it seems, we might actually get a backlog of fuel, so I might make this go an extra chunk for the time being, so then we get even more XP. Probably a wise idea, so I'm gonna expand this. Okay, so right here, I'm gonna have a block broken, and then we'll make a line of more glowberries, and it goes all the way to here, so we break this, put this along here, and then we just need to get more hoppers going, so we're gonna break this, and then we just need around 16 hoppers, and the money spent is gonna be well worth it. We'll need these hoppers in the future, so I'm not complaining. So now we break this, and let all the fuel go back in here, and we need the glowberries again, which I just put away. All right, there we go. Glowberries are done. So after a little bit of experimenting, I did find a solution on why my fuel was being drained. Like, it was going down and it wasn't gonna work out fully, and I found the reasoning. It was because there's too many coal nodes being used. So I got rid of 9 of them, so we have a total of about 18. You can't really run a lot of coal nodes on just regular fuel, it turns out, which I guess kind of makes sense. So this was all depleting really quickly, which was not good at all. And so I gotta find the right amount of coal nodes this thing can mine, while of course still getting a lot of fuel made and overflowing the fuel, which so far this seems to be working, but we're gonna have to keep testing, of course. And also for the hoppers here, I did make it so there's dirt and then grass and then dirt, so then we don't have to let it fill up every time if it does break. Pretty simple. And I did fill this in with grass as well. But yeah, I added in another one of these thinking it would help, but turns out I might not even need this if I'm gonna run a little little amount of coal nodes because, yeah, it was using a ton of fuel, which just was making the system not work at all, really. But I can see it going up fully. This is going up over time. So I think we've got this situated now. Like, I genuinely think we have this situated. But yeah, this is definitely filling up, so I'll just have to keep my eyes on it, of course, and watch this whole system for like maybe an hour to see if everything works out fully. But since the other clip, I've gained quite a bit of island XP off of this, so it is gonna make us quite a bit. So all you really need is 4 of these fuel setups, and then you need about 18 coal nodes with 1 mining bot running on fuel, and then you need the crafting system with the harvester to get a ton of island XP with glowberries, with a stream of hoppers just to make sure it's of course always getting fuel. Even if it means it's gonna overflow eventually, it's better than not having a stream of hoppers and the fuel just sitting there, not being put to use, of course. At least it's in the hoppers, and every time it travels, it collects more every time, so it never runs out, really. But yeah, after a lot of tweaks and changes, I think we are pretty much done. We got our automation set up for the time being because currently we don't have linked chests. Until we hit island level 15, we will get those. That being said, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all the support recently, and I will see you all in the next one.